Time to get into it. NBA act. A look at the 76ers starting group. Joel Embiid is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Kelly Oubre. Then there's Paul George. And it's Maxey in at the 1. And for the Cavaliers, at the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Mitchell out there with Isaac Okoro. And it's Hunter in at the 3, the small forward. All right, Doris, how about teams like these who can really run their offense through their bigs?
BA, over the years, one of the things I've heard from coaches quite often is how effective a three-tool big man can be. When you can drive it, pass it, shoot it, score it, do all the things they can, it changes the geometry of the floor. Okay, Jared Allen, we see you making that look for a big man. That's a pretty pass.
Left side, Maxey. Embiid from outside. Sinks it from distance.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk with Kenny Atkinson for a minute. The biggest focus on the defensive end, the big man, Joel Embiid. Coach telling me that they've talked a lot about how to defend Embiid. They have a great film session on it, but at the end of the day, he said Joel is a monster down low, so there's only so much you can do. It'll be fun watching the process do his thing tonight, guys.
Allie, thank you. For 3, Maxey. And Philadelphia hits again from deep.
I mean, talk about spacing out a defense. Maxey can get to the cup at will and can also hit from well beyond the arc.
And Doris, who can forget the 2016 Cavs, the team that brought Cleveland their first NBA title?
And not just basketball. The city hadn't won a championship, BA, in any sport for over 50 years. And for LeBron, a homegrown talent, to do that with Kyrie, that is a team that will always have a special place in Northeast Ohio lore.
Now here's Mitchell.
Well, that's the wingspan of Paul George. He is so good at bothering shooters with that length.
Screen by Embiid. And George launches it from deep. The rebound by Allen.
We all know he's a good shooter, but from that distance, I don't think so.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line. How high was Donovan Mitchell? How pretty was that dunk? My goodness.
Embiid, a screen on Hunter. Over to the left wing. Nifty move. And then Embiid with the dunk.
I'll tell you what, it's good to be his age.
Yeah, I don't have memories like that at my age, though. The 3 from Mitchell. Buries it from 3. Mitchell's got 7.
There's a measure of composure with Donovan Mitchell, just so calm and focused, understanding how to manipulate the pick and roll.
Now here's Maxey. Pass to Embiid. Just 5 on the clock. Drummond inside. He's against Allen. Drummond with the bucket.
I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to draw Drummond as my assignment inside. You body him up, pack him, it still has no effect on him.
Now here's Mitchell. He has 7. And there's 1:45 left in the first. Doris, back in January 2023, Donovan Mitchell became the 5th player to ever score 71 in a game.
Think about this, Brian. Just Wilt, Kobe, David Thompson, and David Robinson had done it before Donovan Mitchell. Incredible company he keeps. that will sting a little bit. Failing to get the lead when the opportunity was there, but he does tie it up.
Drummond, the kick out to Maxey. Drummond with the screen. Fires it from 18. And it's Maxey missing.
Hey, sometimes the best looks don't equate to points.
And finished off by Hunter.
Well, Coro is a team-first guy that wants to involve his teammates. Pretty pass there.
Screen by Embiid. To three, George. Cavaliers with the rebound. Hunter in the post. George defending. Back to Mitchell. Allen with a screen on Maxey. And Mitchell with the slam.
Oh, my goodness. Throw it down, Donovan Mitchell, just exploding off the floor.
Maxey on the wing. Back to George. 34 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And Maxey gets it to go on the assist by George. Maxey's got 6 points.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Oh, and Mitchell powers it home.
Boy, right from the opening tip, guys, Mitchell was focused and locked in, and he is doing damage offensively.
George feels it out a bit. And there's the drive. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
And Embiid with the block. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Cleveland on top. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for the Cavaliers.
They've been in rhythm from the in-between area, just keeping things simple and taking what the D gives them.
I think the other thing they've done a great job of is making their presence felt inside, converting tons of paint opportunities.
So on the floor for Philadelphia to kick off the second quarter, they've got Joel Embiid. Paul George out there with Tyrese Maxey. Then it's Andre Drummond, and it's Oubre in at the small forward position. Now here's George. Here he goes. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Doris, we've heard Paul George get a lot of praise from the next generation of NBA talent.
We sure have, and it's easy to see why, Brian. This guy is fundamentally sound. He does a little bit of everything, can shoot with range, can get off the bounce. His game is so polished and smooth, worthy of emulation.
Now here's Allen. Still no points. Out to Mobley. From outside the arc. No good that time.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
George outside. He takes it in. Oh, misses the dunk. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. And he'll be shooting his first free throw. All right, Doris, you think this heliocentric style of play can lead to championship success?
Brian, this is such a big-time question, and I think a difficult one to answer. By heliocentric, we mean that the best player on your team is making up a greater percentage of the usage, meaning the ball is in their hands more. What that has led to are some of the most efficient offenses in the history of the game. But does it lead to championships? That is the answer to the question we all see.
And the shot goes.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
Now here's Mitchell. He's got 12. Outside Hunter. Lets it go from deep. Cleveland again missing. The Sixers leading. Left side Maxey. Quarter 2 and about 2 minutes in. Screen by Embiid. Pass to Drummond. Knocked loose. Okoro outside. The kick to Hunter. And Andre Drummond is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
Hunter against Oubre. And Embiid with the block.
Yeah, imposing his will. Embiid sending a message with that rejection.
Here's Oubre to the right side. Drummond against Hunter. Pass to Embiid. Jacks up a 3. Oh, they get a hand on it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. Cleveland has gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. Despite Joel Embiid missing more than half of their games, Grant, the Sixers still won 47 games last season.
Yeah, BA, and lots of credit goes to Tyrese Maxey, averaging over 26 points a game. Philadelphia also had some good depth, and that really helped.
Now here's George.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
A minute 58 left in the half. From downtown, and the three-pointer goes. George has got 6.
Paul George's shooting form is just so pretty. This guy's ability to make shots so easy.
And Kenny Atkinson has called a timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Donovan Mitchell. Wow! Put that in the dunk contest.
Boy, if he's got momentum, you better step back. Donovan Mitchell on his way to the cup.
Drummond, the screen on Hunter. Down low. Ooh, stolen by Allen. And pushing it up. Here's Cleveland. From deep, Mitchell. Oh, Mitchell with the smooth stroke from distance.
Boy, how quick from the touch to the release for Donovan Mitchell. Look out, defense.
George's shot is off.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Mitchell with the ball, and Drummond picks him up defensively. Here's Hunter. Back to Allen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Mitchell, the pass to Allen. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation.
76ers ball.
The 76ers have gotten 2 of 5 shots to fall this second quarter. Here's Maxey. Drummond, high post. Outside Maxey. Back to Drummond. And here's Oubre from the arc. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Mitchell, plenty of space. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. And now a 3-point Cleveland lead.
You can see Donovan Mitchell's speed and ability to get separation in transition. He is dangerous out there.
He buries it from 3.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
Allen with a screen on George. Mitchell, and another basket for Cleveland.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Just a big-time effort for Donovan Mitchell, providing a lot of energy for Cleveland. He's been effective on offense, racking up 21 points so far in this contest. We'll be back in a moment.
They're thinking about the shot.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. What a game we're seeing from Donovan Mitchell.
Slicing up the defense, living in the lane. Terrific first half for him.
His penetration was a real problem for them. And then, of course, the monster finishes at the cup.
Max Strus is out there with Darius Garland. Then it's Thompson, then there's Dean Wade, and it's Green in at the 3. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavs. Walker against Strus. The 3 is up. Cavaliers with a rebound. And Doris, Cleveland looking to balance their roster, trying to make sure the pieces fit.
And that's been the concern, right, BA? Because there's been some positional overlap, particularly in the front court. And this is where roster construction truly matters in the league.
Lowry surveys the D. They set a pick. It's not going to go for him. The Cavaliers lead by 4. Outside Garland. Thompson with a screen. And a miss there on the triple. Philadelphia's gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. The kick out to Walker. Pass to Bona. Here's Council. Green covering. Inside. Here's Bona. Keeps over Thompson. And it's Bona missing. The Cavaliers have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. To the inside. Walker with a steal. 5-on-3 break. And here's Lowry from the arc. Fires in the triple.
And draining it from the corner. Lowry doesn't pass up shots like these.
Garland against Lowry. Pulls it from the top of the key. And he wills that one in. Sinking it right through the back of the iron. And the Cavaliers lead by 3. Lowry against Garland. Pass to Bona. Up top, Lowry. The kick out to Edwards for the tie. And another shot. And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, BA. Not sure what got into him. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game. The pump fakes are risks because you're exposing the ball. You have to be careful because a solid defender will easily steal it. And that's gotta hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
It's still close, though. These teams have been neck and neck. Let's see the response here.
They set the screen. Lowry against Garland. Pass to Bona. Now here's Walker. Covered by Strus. Late clock. The Sixers need to put one up here.
Yeah, that's a case where you don't always have to get the block to play good defense, and Thompson did a great job on that possession.
And there it is for him. Now it's a 7-point Cavalier lead.
Love the energy here in the third. Trying to take control now of this contest.
You know, possessions like that will help them feel good going into that final quarter.
Good. A minute 37 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Garland against Lowry. Strus with a screen on Lowry. Pass to Strus. Back to Garland. It's hauled in by the Sixers. Bona's got 4 rebounds in the game. And Grant, when you look at Darius Garland, he has a very polished offensive game.
Absolutely. He's great at creating for himself, but also knows when to get others involved. He can score from anywhere, and he works incredibly hard on his craft.
Lowry against Garland. Green with a screen on Lowry. Garland, no good.
Good idea trying to draw the foul. Very creative, to say the least.
Lowry with it. Green picks him up. For the tie. Cavaliers with the rebound. Thompson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Strus. Garland scanning the floor. Outside, Green. Outside Garland. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Yeah, I think the activity level that Tristan Thompson plays with on missed shots is something every NBA player can learn from.
And so he draws the foul, and they're not happy with the call here. Coach has given the signal. He's going to use his challenge. Probably a good idea in such a close contest.
2 shots. The play is under video review under NBA rules. 2 minutes
Muted,
are allowed.
even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
Shoot 2.
That free throw good from Lowry. Both free throws good from Lowry. 9 seconds left in the third quarter. With 4 on the clock, here's Mitchell. Misses from close range. No good on the shot. We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. Cleveland on top. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
3 tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth, we've got George. Kelly Oubre out there with Joel Embiid. Then it's Kyle Lowry, and it's Drummond in at the 5.
This is a case where it's just the pure strength of Paul George, able to fight through contact so well on these shots.
And the 76ers making a change here. Maxi's checked in. Well, Grant, you often hear about how smooth Paul George's game is.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Young players can learn a lot by watching his footwork. His timing, his ability to find the space he needs, it's just tremendous.
Well, Donovan Mitchell off the bounce, able to put pressure on that dribble drive. That is a nice-looking move.
Here's George. Hunter with the rebound. The Cavaliers leading. Here's Okoro. That one's good. Mitchell making the play. Okoro's got his first points of the game.
His energy is unmatched.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Drummond with the screen. George against Hunter. Three-pointer. On target from range.
That was from the parking lot. Paul George very assured from distance.
George against Mitchell. Allen a screen. And it's Mitchell penetrating. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the... And in a game this close, they're going to challenge the call. Coach does not agree with it, and he wants him to take another look at the monitor.
First team foul.
People
At the line for one, Donovan Mitchell.
close calls in every game. The NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry. And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Cleveland leading by 3. Hunter with the ball, guarded now by George, and Mobley gets it to go.
And guys, this is why coaches value playing with pace.
I think this is what we call, quote, running a team off the floor. They have been fantastic in transition.
Drummond, the screen on Hunter. George passes to Drummond. And Drummond with the jam.
Showing off some mobility there. When Drummond rolls like this, he's hard to stop in pick and rolls.
George against Mitchell. Six to shoot. Mitchell down low.
Don't be mistaken about that 6'1" frame. That 6'10" wingspan, 215 pounds. Look out inside.
Drummond with the screen. It's George with the drive. Pass to Drummond. The kick out to Maxey. Screen by Embiid. Outside Maxey. Nice D from Allen.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
Team foul.
Free throw good. Hunter. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth now. The Cavaliers lead by 6. Mitchell, the pass to Allen. And it's Allen who slams it home.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
George, no good. And here comes Cleveland. They're on a 13-5 run. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. Connects from downtown. And it's an 11-point Cavalier lead.
And they're refusing to take a break, even with a nice lead. They just continue to attack. You have to love it.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
The Cavaliers shooting it at 61%. Oh, wow!
Getting up and then throwing it down.
Oh, that was a big hammer right there. Maxey passes to Embiid. Maxey with a screen on Mobley. And there's the whistle. The illegal screen is the call.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
The three from Mitchell. The shot no good.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
George with it. Guarded now by Okoro. George's shot is off.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Both sides are simply waiting for the clock to make it official. This is going to end up in the books as a nice win for the Cavaliers.
I think it was their play in the paint that got them the win tonight.
And the defense seemed powerless to stop them down low, resulting in plenty of high percentage shots for them.
And what a huge performance it was for Donovan Mitchell.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
Pass to Embiid. The three. The rebound by Allen. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've led by as many as 11. From deep, Mobley gets the three ball to go.
Boy, everyone seems to want a three-point shot now. Clearly something Evan Mobley is working towards.
And so Cleveland takes this one by a big margin. A competitive game. You have to feel like this crowd gave him.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm a medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back and let me see. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let
2K Sports bring, and now the opening lineup for Boston. The small and power forward, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White, and it's Porzingis in at the 5. And for the Cavaliers, a lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Isaac Okoro out there with Mitchell, and it's Hunter in at the small forward. And these two teams are both aggressive, attacking in transition.
Well, you've got to play to your strengths, right? But really, the league in general is looking for early offense. These teams, no different.
And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's his first foul. So it's the Cavaliers now. Mitchell looking it over. 6 on the shot clock. Traps in the tray.
Hitting that shot helps
loosen the driving lanes a little, and we know Mitchell only needs a crack of daylight.
Outside Holiday. Shoots over a Coro. Evan Mobley with the rebound. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Rebounded by Tatum.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
Now here's Tatum. Here's the three. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday.
Every time Tatum finds his shot, he'll take it. He loves to fill it up from range.
Richard, so many things about Drew Holiday's game we love, but what impresses you most about his game?
Well, I know it's an easy answer, but it's his defense. It's hard to be a feared defender in the modern NBA, Kevin. But Holiday is such a pest at all times on that end of the floor. You know this is coming with Brown. He is a ruthless sniper outside.
And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's foul number 2 for him.
It's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Here's a Coro. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And how about the awareness Hunter possesses? Understands when one of his guys has an opportunity.
And there's the call on Evan Mobley. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Outside Holiday. Shot clock at 6. Boston needs to get off a shot.
And Mobley is terrific at contesting shots, using that length to make a difference.
Mitchell against Tatum. Mitchell dishes to Hunter. Back to Mitchell. To the middle. Hunter kicks to Allen. The 15-footer, good.
More than just a low post threat. Allen is also capable of connecting from the mid-range.
Screen by Porzingis. Here's Holiday. Out to White. Pass to Tatum. Goes back up. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
The defense must be aware of where Tatum is, especially when he's roaming around that mid-range.
And Greg, the Cavaliers in recent years establishing a defensive identity.
They do a great job of locking down the paint, Kevin, forcing teams to shoot over the top and just vacuuming up those misses.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Kenny Atkinson, DA.
He noted how much extra film they're watching heading into this, and one guy that jumped out at them was Kristaps Porzingis. He said scoring over that guy is a challenge. It's not just the size, it's how well he positions himself. And he's a patient shot blocker. He waits for you to make your move. We'll see how they approach it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Now Mitchell, after the missed 3 from Derek White. And Donovan Mitchell gets the 3. Mitchell's got a couple of threes now in the first for Cleveland. Mobley against Tatum. There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And White kicks to Holiday. Shoots. Boston again missing.
And he's very confident from that range, but you can't make him wrong. Open court basketball at its best. The D slow to catch up, and the assist leads him right to the basket.
White against Mitchell. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Tatum setting the pick for Brown. Back to White. Puts up a 3. Boston again missing. Mobley kicks to a Coro. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of this game.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%. right around the middle of the road.
He hits the second from the line. Tatum way outside. The shot off that time. Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here, what do you guys see?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
It's been a group effort, and that's what it takes to play the kind of defense that they've played. Great showing from them.
On the floor for Boston, the post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. And it's Holiday in at the point. Now here's Tatum. Porzingis with a screen on Mobley. Porzingis passes to White. Back to Porzingis. Shoots over Mobley. The kick out to Tatum. Shot clock at 2. A putback. It's good on the putback.
And that's what Porzingis has to do. Use his size and length on the offensive glass.
For 3, Mitchell. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound in this one. When Donovan Mitchell, Greg, is on the floor, he is the offense.
Yeah, and that goes beyond just his ridiculous scoring. It gets overlooked that he's also a skilled passer. So one way or another, Mitchell is finding points out there.
And here's White following the three-pointer from DeAndre Hunter. Here's Holiday, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Oh, a nifty finisher. You didn't think Holiday would back down inside, did you?
On the wing, Mitchell. He's covered by Brown. Mobley wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Mitchell. Mobley's got the lead up to 7 now for the Cavs. And White kicks to Brown. To the inside, and stolen by Hunter. And now the fast break, Mitchell with the ball. And another 3 for Cleveland.
Right now, this is what you want to see. Mitchell playing without hesitation and just taking quality shots.
Now here is Holiday. There's the triple. Kept alive. Tatum setting the pick for Holiday. From deep. Tatum no good. The Cavaliers leading by 10. Here's Allen, and then Allen slams it in.
Easy for the big man Allen to get up and throw it down.
The Celtics have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
On the wing, Holiday, covered by Okoro. Holiday goes in, makes it off the glass. Holiday's got 4 points in the quarter. You know, a trend that's been unmistakable, Greg, over the last few decades has been the number of positionless players.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, right? So many players now with diversity in their skill set, and there's no need to commit a player to a certain role just based on their size.
And Mitchell gets it to go.
Whatever he lacks in size, Mitchell makes up with craftiness. It allows him to be effective inside.
Tatum passes to Holiday. Tatum setting the pick for Holiday. Another miss by Holiday. The Cavaliers leading by 12. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Celtics can beat you in a number of ways. Point guard Drew Holiday said, "You can play small and big. We have great bench players who come in and change the game at any time and could start on other teams. And we have a hunger." Kevin, they're going to be a problem for a long time.
Agreed. Yeah, they are stacked, DA, for sure.
And Holiday's nimbleness gets him to the hoop on that one. His athletic ability is off the charts.
Mitchell outside. Allen with the screen for Mitchell. driving the lane. Good on the shot. Mitchell's got 19 points.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
Now here is Holiday. He's got 6. Pass to White. Just 5 on the clock. Uses the glass to finish the layup. White's got his first 2 points.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
Allen, a screen on Brown. Here's Mitchell, and it's Mitchell with the jam.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
And so it's Cleveland with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
For the half-court shot.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And you love that mindset he has going at the rim. He hasn't settled for anything, and he's been the aggressor all game long.
They've got Javonte Green. Darius Garland is out there with Max Strus. Then there's Wade. And it's Thompson in at the 5 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson. And he's good on the 3 ball.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Yes, that goes in. Garland's got 5 points so far.
Just slicing his way to the rack. This man is so crafty. I love it when Garland takes charge like this.
And RJ, the combination of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown winning a title together. That's something else.
There was some small talk going around about breaking them up. Good thing for the Celtic front office, they kept them both. In their first 7 seasons as a duo, they had 5 trips to the conference finals. That is a ridiculous run. Hitting them right back. Garland fires off the 3-point answer.
Here's Pritchard. And he banks in the layup. He has 5.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Craig touched it last. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to maybe even get the steal, but I agree. He still got a good outcome.
Wade dishes to Thompson. Back to Wade. 6 to shoot. And is going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Down low, here's Thompson. Al Horford with the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
He's just a crafty ball handler that does a great job of selling his move. Garland, this man will hit the break, stop, and pop.
Craig with a screen on Garland. A shot by Pritchard, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 17. Outside Garland. Out to Thompson. 3-pointer on the way. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Defensively, you have to put lots of focus on Garland, so that opens up things for others to get their shine.
And the improvement, RJ, from Garland's dribble drive game has been immense.
Kevin, his confidence when he is ready to attack is next level. He's got great footwork. He's got a great handle. Very few defenders can stay in front of him in a one-on-one situation.
Thompson, a screen on Craig. A wide open look here for Garland. At 3 off the mark. Celtics trail by 18.
2 minutes.
Left side, Horford.
2 minutes.
Here's Pritchard, guarded by Garland. From 11 feet away, Thompson with the rebound. Cleveland's gotten 12 of their points from long range in the third quarter, going 4 of 5 shooting. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
Horford has a wide open look, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Horford's got his first bucket in this one. Craig against Garland. Green with a screen on Craig. Garland, and the layup's good off the glass. And the Cavaliers lead by 21.
The quick thinking of Garland in the pick and roll, his decision making is so impressive.
Horford with the screen on Garland. Pass to Cornette. Here's Pritchard. Off target with his 3. And here's Cleveland. They're on a 14-6 run. There's Garland. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And right now, Garland has it stuck on automatic. This man, he's getting whatever shot he wants.
Here's Pritchard, guarded by Garland. Outside, Horford. Pass to Pritchard. Back to Horford. Over Wade. Wade with the block. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wade. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And here is Garland. He's got 15. And the layup is good. Garland's got 17 points here in the second half.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
And so it's Cleveland holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the 4th quarter. Horford is out there with Torrey Craig. And it's Pritchard in at the point guard. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That is his first foul of the game. Now Holiday. For the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Holiday's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for the Celtics.
Gotta respect the range of Holiday if you're the D, showing he can hurt you from that area.
And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
On defense, Boston. Mitchell kicks to Okoro. Stolen by Tatum.
Good anticipation defensively. See the pass coming and manages to snatch it. Run it.
White with it. Guarded by Hunter. White. Good.
That's just smart basketball right there. Finding a way to get a high percentage shot on offense.
Mitchell outside. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Porzingis with the block.
And just fast off the floor to challenge shots. Porzingis, this helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Mitchell against Brown. Mitchell outside. Off target from outside. Celtics trail by 20. And Brown throws it down hard.
For an athlete like Brown, you salivate. You just start drooling thinking about the open floor. Fast breaks are your friend.
Brown against Mitchell. To the middle. Nifty move. And it's Allen with the jam.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. Holiday surveying the floor. Brown outside. And finished off by Brown.
There's that leaping ability. Brown, he just gets up so easy.
Mobley a screen on Brown. For three, Mitchell. The rebound by the Celtics. And pushing it up, here's Boston. And here's Porzingis for a three. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Mobley's got 4 rebounds in this game. Mitchell against Porzingis. And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain rattle.
Mitchell against Brown. Lets it go with a three. Rebounded by the Celtics. Tatum's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. White setting the big for Holiday. No good on the 3. 2 minutes. The Cavaliers leading by 18. Mitchell outside. And there's the drive. Oh, and the dunk by Mitchell.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
No let up with these guys. They're going for the throat now.
Nice move. And it's White getting it to go.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Here's Mitchell. Fires away from outside. And Tatum pulls it down.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Yeah, he might have been feeling himself a little too much on that one. He can hit it, but not consistent.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Cavaliers.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Donovan Mitchell.
And let's just say this, the name of the game is scoring, and yes, he provided that tonight. You're welcome.
Mobley misses. Celtics on offense. Here in the 4th, they've allowed just 4 points. No good with the triple. And so here's Cleveland. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
It's always nice to perform like this, especially in front of the faithful home crowd.
Good on the triple.
Derek White.
Trying to add a few more points to their lead.
And they should just stay with what they've been doing.
Brown against Mitchell. Fires away from way outside. A rebound by the Celtics. Brown drives in.
Jaylen Brown. The assist. Kristaps Porzingis.
Here's the teardrop. And Okoro with the basket on the assist by Mitchell. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. A confident win and one where they clearly just showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge.
And the starting group for the Celtics. The core of this team, Brown and Tatum in the front court. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. And for the 76ers, we've got Kelly Oubre. Andre Drummond is out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's George, and it's Maxey in at the 1. If you like slow-paced basketball, you've come to the wrong place. These teams love to run.
Oh, they love to run. I mean, these teams score a great deal of transition baskets. They want to use their speed, their quickness, and attack the defense before it gets set.
Outside, Brown. Outside, Tatum. Porzingis in the post. He's covered by Oubre. And the call will be against Kelly Oubre. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Oh, George with a steal.
Well, that's just a great feel for where the ball was going. He got himself in the right place and made the steal.
And just so good at playing at high speed. Maxey gets the ball and takes the fast shot.
Outside Tatum. Kick out to Brown. Here's the 3. He drops it from range.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Embiid, a screen on White. Here's Oubre. It's good.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Holiday surveying the floor. Shot clock at 6. Yep, count it.
On top of the speed and power, Holiday makes good decisions. Right there, not forcing anything.
And coach, a perennial all-defense performer, Drew Holiday. Fearsome at that end of the floor in particular.
Yeah, Brian, he's as good a defensive guard as there is. Great size and strength at the point guard spot. You combine that with his IQ and his competitive will, he is a problem on a nightly basis.
And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And then Embiid with the dunk.
Yeah, Embiid can throw it down from anywhere. So much power for the big fella.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse. We discussed just how difficult Jason Tatum is to guard and what he wants his team to do against him, and coach told me he's a very talented and polished player. I told our guys to stay in front of him, don't fall for the pump fakes, play smart and under control. It's easier said than done, but we'll see if they're up to the task. Guys, back to you.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Maxey on the wing. Puts up a 3. They get it back. Kicks it to George. Second chance shot. And he elevates for the jam. Jason Tatum on the receiving end.
He's not going to take it easy when he gets to the bucket. George will hammer it home.
On the wing, Holiday. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. Outside Tatum. Holiday, a screen on Embiid. Here's Tatum. Banked it in off the glass.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
Nice shot by George. George has got his second basket.
Attacking in the painted area. Clearly that was their game plan coming in.
Brown against George. Tatum, a screen on George. Outside Tatum. Outside, Brown. Oh, and a dunk by Brown!
Yeah, we know Brown loves some aerial theatrics, and he really went all out there.
George passes to Embiid. Gets the 3 to fall. Embiid's got 5.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Tatum against Embiid. Porzingis with a screen on Embiid. Outside Porzingis. Pass to Brown. Driving to the basket. And Brown with the stuff.
Attacking the rim at full speed. No one wanted to get in Brown's way.
Embiid, a screen on Brown. George drives in, and he elevates for the jam. Jason Tatum on the receiving end.
Wow, that type of finish is just deflating right now for a team that's trying to make a comeback.
Ouch, that's certainly a big-time finish right there. It was one big exclamation point, or maybe even a question mark. And that does it for the first quarter. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for Philadelphia.
Well, I like how they're going right at the defense, creating high-quality looks with that penetration.
And the other thing you notice is how determined they've been to get into the paint and get buckets around the rim.
We've got Maxey, Kelly Oubre out there with Joel Embiid. Then it's Andre Drummond, and it's George in at the 2. That's the group for Philadelphia to kick off the second quarter. Tatum, he's in his comfort zone, 2 for 2 to start this one.
At 6'8" with a nice release point, Tatum's jumper is a tough one to disrupt.
You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken. But that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, V.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
Brown passes to Holiday. Back to Brown. Pass to Porzingis. Fires from deep. Joel Embiid with the board. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. 5-point lead, biggest of the game. Now Embiid fires for 3. Here's Drummond. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Yeah, I love the aggressiveness from Drummond, fighting for his shot while taking the foul.
Stan, you were a longtime coach in the NBA, one of the most demanding jobs on the planet. Just how much is required time-wise from an NBA coach?
Well, it's a lot of time. I mean, it's all day, every day, 7 days a week in season. But look, let's put it in perspective. It's not like we're out there running a jacket.
Now that's a visual I'd like to see from you, Coach. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, after some down years in Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis said, I really checked myself. From that point on, I started building my game back up. Sometimes when you're younger, your physical abilities might already be there, but your mental is not. Once that all clicks, that's when you've got something.
Well, that's a good way to think of it. Thanks, Allie. Outside, Brown. Back to Holiday. Shoots over Oubre. The shot by Holiday, no good.
Good contest. Can't let him have open shots from mid-range.
Holiday against Oubre. And stolen by Holiday. It's a one-on-one situation. Here's Tatum. And Tatum flying in for the fast break delivery.
That's good hustle. Tatum beating several guys up the floor, putting himself in a position to contribute.
Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Tatum from long range. Tatum! Money from deep.
You know, this team relies on Tatum hitting those shots, and that's why he's such a high-volume three-point shooter.
The kick out to Maxey. There's 1:40 left in the second. Clock at 6. Pass to Drummond. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Drummond's got 5 now.
Yeah, smart play there by Maxey. Opening things up for someone with the pick and roll.
Holiday against Maxey. And Holiday, here we go. Here's Brown. Porzingis passes to Brown. Late clock, the Celtics got to hurry here. Tatum can't hit.
That's his shot, and one I'm sure he wants back.
Embiid, a screen on Brown. Here he goes. Fires the three. Oh, Embiid knocking it down from downtown.
Without missing a beat, Embiid gets the shot up. That's the work of an assertive offensive player.
Maxey against Holiday. And Holiday powers it home.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Embiid passes to George. Offensive board. And he commits the intentional foul.
Jason Tatum. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
To the paint. Here's Embiid. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
That's his first.
It's on Drew Holiday.
Yeah, I love the use of the shot fake by Embiid. Smart basketball there.
And Embiid drops them both.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments.
76ers ENT.
Holiday finds Porzingis. Back to Holiday. Outside Porzingis. Over Drummond. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Philadelphia earning this break in the action, up 10. And it's mostly due to their superb shooting. They've wasted very few possessions. We'll be right back. Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. What else can you say? Joel Embiid, an impressive effort here today.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
Kicking off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. We've got Al Horford, also Torrey Craig out there, Luke Cornett out there with Peyton Pritchard, and it's Hauser in at the 2 spot. Here's Pritchard. He's guarded by Lowry. 3 on the clock.
With his quickness and instincts, Lowry can apply intense pressure as a defender. Not a guy you want on your foul.
Edwards. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
76ers on D. Here's Cornett, tipped away. Here's Council. Pure from 3-point range. Council's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Horford for 3. Philadelphia grabs the miss. And for those tuning in, we're about a minute into this second half. Council with the bucket. Council's got 5.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Here's Pritchard. Again, the miss by Boston. Philadelphia leading by 15. It's Walker on the wing. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Nails it from beyond the arc.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
Here's Craig. Again, the miss by Boston.
Yeah, you have to knock those down. Open shots inside the arc are rare in this league.
Here's Lowry. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Lowry's gotten his first points in this one.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
Well, clearly the defense has had no answer for them. Might be time to try something different.
Here's Pritchard. That one's good for 2.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Lowry surveys the D. Uses the glass on the layup. Lowry's got 4 points now in the quarter. And Stan, you got into coaching right after college. When did you know you wanted to be a coach?
Brian, that's easy. As soon as I figured out that I didn't have much of a future as a player, I knew I wanted to stay involved in the game. I wanted to coach.
Cornette can't hit. And here are the 76ers. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. And Kyle Lowry again. 6 points for him.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
Well, sometimes you just make shots, but they've certainly come out on a tear here in the third quarter.
Horford outside. Pass to Hauser. For 3. Drains the triple. Hauser's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Lowry, good.
They're simply not missing. Unreal.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
Here's Hauser. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. And Stan, he went undrafted back in 2021. But Wisconsin native Sam Hauser has worked his way into a rotation role.
Well, Brian, everyone's looking for shooters, and he is a knockdown shooter. And at 6'7", boasts good size and plays both ends of the court.
Outside Edwards. Right side Walker. Pass to Bona. Just 5 to shoot. The kick out to Walker. This one for 3. No good. Celtics trail by 19. There's 42 seconds left in the third. They get it again. Cornette. And that one is stuffed right through.
And B.A., he takes his rebounding so serious.
This dude is such a grinder. His teammates appreciate the effort. Just goes all out on the glass.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Edwards for 3. Boston pulls it in. Fast break. Here come the Celtics. Here's Hauser. Walker covering. Hauser passes to Horford. Here's Hauser. Shoots over Walker. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's Philadelphia. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. Philadelphia leading by 17. Paul George out there with Tyrese Maxey. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's Kelly Oubre. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group in the game for the 76ers.
So much force. Easy money for Drummond.
Boston's shooting about 48% from the floor. Pretty good. It's Brown on the wing. Back to Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by Oubre.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Maxey, that's good.
And capable of sticking it from the mid-range. I like seeing Maxey go to work from this area.
Holiday against Maxey. Outside Holiday. Kick out to Brown. They get it back. Outside Tatum. Back to Holiday. And Holiday powers it home.
And man, does Holiday hustle out there. I mean, he keeps plays going with his activity.
Pass to George. Knocks it loose. Now here's Maxey. And out of bounds. The Celtics will take it. Celtics trail by 19. Now Tatum. Outside Holiday. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth. That shot wide open.
Well, you know, when Brown's hitting the three, it really opens up this offense.
Embiid, a screen on Brown. George with it. Porzingis picks him up defensively. Oubre against White. The shake. And Oubre with the lay-in. And the 76ers lead by 18.
And staring at a sizable deficit, the defense has to tighten up.
The shot by Holiday, no good. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Embiid, a screen on Holiday. Pass to Embiid. Pulls it. That shot, no good.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Oubre against Brown. Oh, and a dunk by Brown.
Yeah, taking over this one in effortless fashion. When Brown is cooking like this, keep working the ball to him.
For three, Maxey. Tatum pulls it in. Celtics trail by 16. White for three. Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 6 rebounds in the game. George drives in. And George with the jam.
Gotta love how they've just maintained their intensity, even when they're this far up.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
White can't hit. Philadelphia leading by 18.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the 76ers.
Their transition game was the standout for me. Created a lot of extra pressure pushing the ball.
I agree. They took control of the tempo and were really dictating the terms of the game.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Paul George.
Yeah, you know, he was a man on a mission in this one. The defense had absolutely no answers for him tonight.
The 76ers have gone 5 of 8 from the field so far in the fourth. Embiid, a screen on Brown. Here's George. And George with the jam.
That's an inspired ball club. They fought hard, and during the most important moments, they made big plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this win.
Brown scanning the floor. It's stolen by Maxey. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to George. Wide open. And he knocks the jumper down.
An impressive job by this team. And you really can't discount the impact of this crowd here.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Right side Holiday. Outside Tatum. No good. So no problem for Philadelphia as they get the win. We saw 2 different... All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the
courts. Look at Cleveland's starting group. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Isaac Okoro out there with Donovan Mitchell. And it's Hunter in at the small forward. And for the 76ers, we've got Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey out there with Paul George. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Oubre in at the 3 spot. 2 open that time, made it look too easy. Embiid's got the first bucket of the night, a 3-pointer for the 76ers. The same day, Clark, that Tyrese Maxey was named to the All-Star game, he scored a career high and was great doing it.
How about that, Kevin? How ironic is that? It was his first All-Star selection, by the way, but this has been the story with Maxey. I mean, he just continues to make great progress in his game. He's a really dynamic young player with still room to grow.
Now Mitchell, after Kelly Oubre missed from long range. Can't cash in from close range. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. I had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse. In front of mine tonight, Jared Allen, the outstanding center. They were telling me how Allen does so much out there, particularly on defense. They said Jared is an incredible rim protector, and when he's on the floor, he'll avoid driving the paint. Jared Allen looming large down low, guys.
Thanks, David. Here's Mitchell. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Just 4 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. A nice shot by Mobley.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here's Maxey. Pass to Drummond. Over Allen. George against Hunter. And it's George missing.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
And stolen by Maxey. Good, nice job down low.
Maxey, an exciting player to watch. So unpredictably hard to guard.
And what about the evolution of Tyrese Maxey? Greg, according to him, he's just getting started.
Well, Kevin, I'd have to agree. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill with James Harden leaving, but each year this guy has just gotten better. And not only has he matched Harden's production in Philadelphia, I think he's exceeded it.
And here's George. Following the 3-pointer by Donovan Mitchell. George up top. Back to Embiid. Outside, George. Shot clock at 6.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Can't convert the two-handed jam.
When you do moves like that and you miss, you know you're going to hear it from your coaches and your teammates.
Back to Mitchell. Embiid with the steal. It's George on the wing. Takes the 3. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And a closer look here at the hustle stance for the 76ers.
Right off the bat, they're going after the ball, looking to jump into the passing lanes and create some steals in transition.
You know, another point I'd like to add is that they've had tremendous success early on converting turnovers and turning those into points.
And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Drummond sets the screen for George. And he jams it right over Jared Allen. Wow!
Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And George drops them both.
Paul George, one of the most versatile and dynamic players in the league. I mean, he does a lot for his team offensively and defensively, which I think frees up the other guys to do their thing.
Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 5.
A dynamic leaper with an impressive wingspan. Mitchell usually has some flashy dunks up his sleeve.
George against Hunter. Drummond with a screen on Hunter. George dishes to Drummond. Back to George. Drummond sets the screen for George. Clock at 6. With the teardrop. Tries again. Drummond finds Oubre. Maxey looking it over. Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. Excellent D there from Allen. Knocks it loose. Mobley the pass to Hunter. Near the three-point line, it's Mitchell. No good that time. And we reach the end of the first quarter. 76ers lead by 4. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, what's your take on the 76ers so far?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
We've got Maxey. Oubre out there with Joel Embiid. Then it's Paul George. And it's Drummond in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Here's Maxey, following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. Embiid with it. 5 points in the game. Embiid is a monster in the lane. Wow! For years, it seemed like the league was going to go smaller. But lately, Greg, it seems like size is back in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MVP award, right? Centers than Jokic and Embiid winning it recently. Even Giannis, you know, I wouldn't consider him small. And just overall around the NBA, it feels like bigger teams are having more success.
And here are the 76ers now. The Cavaliers making the shot. And now Okoro running the floor all by himself.
And good defensive possession leads to Mitchell's hoop. Like all great scorers, Spida looking to get out in the open floor.
Maxey kicks to Oubre. Pass to Drummond. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
I love that dish down low.
Mitchell outside. Now Hunter. Allen with the screen for Hunter. Kicks it out to Allen. Puts up a 3. Connects from three-point range. Allen's got the lead up to 1 now for the Cavs. George looking around. Embiid with the screen on Hunter. The 3 from George. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
That last 3 must have bothered George a little bit. He goes to the arc with a purpose and fires off his answer.
Now, here's Mitchell. 11 points in the game. Lays it up and banks it in. Mitchell's got it all tied up now for the Cavs.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
You know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
An aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. 2 hands and down.
And bursting through inside. So difficult to contain when Mitchell's on the attack.
Here's George, following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. Embiid sets the pick for George. And George with the stuff.
Great speed displayed by George on his way to the bucket. Devastating to the defense with those dunking skills of his.
Now Maxey. Pass to Oubre. Embiid sets the pick for Oubre. They double him with Mitchell. Here's Drummond. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
That's where Drummond generates most of his offense. I mean, he's got a lot of moves in the low post.
Mitchell outside. And Mobley throws it down.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
George against Hunter. Drummond with a screen on Hunter. George with no one around. Second chance shot. And Drummond kicks to Oubre. Embiid with a screen on Mitchell. Oubre dishes to George. Tries yet again. Misses off the right iron. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Trailing by 2. Here's Okoro. Softly drops in the floater. Okoro's got his second bucket of the night.
How about that wonderful floater he has? Showing off an exquisite touch.
And stolen by Hunter. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Allen with the screen for Mitchell. The tray. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
And guys, we know Mitchell can fill it up in a hurry, which is what makes him so much fun to watch.
They get the rebound. Drummond hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Drummond's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, you can't give him any room to maneuver on the board because once he does, he's going to make you pay.
And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Scoring the ball, he has been lethal and efficient. Wow.
Here's Embiid. And it's good.
Video review under NBA rules. There will be a 2-minute review to the play.
Going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
And they're making sure on this one, even though it may not matter in the grand scheme, but the replay process is faster than ever. You know, why not?
Yeah, the replay center is the call because providing the officials with the necessary footage to make the call. We're seeing what they're seeing with the best possible angles.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. We've got Thompson. Wade out there with Javonte Green. Then there's Garland. And it's Strus in at the 2 spot. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
6 on the shot clock. And here's Walker outside. Thompson with the rebound. The Cavaliers leading by 3. Here's Strus. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Edwards, a screen on Garland. Lowry passes to Edwards. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Second half just getting started. About a minute played. Inside, Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Get ready to bang inside when you're playing Thompson.
The 76ers trail by 7. GA, you look how Garland can create for himself. Very good off the catch or the bounce.
So deadly off of those high pick and rolls because he can dribble into that 3. A playmaker that can do that is a headache. Garland knows how to create that space and get his look.
That's where Tristan Thompson is most comfortable, right around the rim, throwing it down.
And the basket by Lowry.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Now, here's Garland. Still scoreless. And the shot goes in. Garland's got the lead back up to 9 now for Cleveland.
Dribble penetration is what Garland's all about, and he's a great decision maker on the move.
Lowry against Garland. Now, here's Lowry. He's covered closely. from deep three-point land. Kept alive. Here's Bona. There's the screen. Here's Council. A three-pointer is right on target. Council's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Hey, I'm stating the obvious here, but he was very comfortable taking that shot. Not a defender in sight.
Lowry up top, guarded by Garland. Edwards, a screen on Garland. Out to Edwards. Banked in off the glass. And now just a 4-point Cleveland lead.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Garland against Lowry. Garland with the bucket. Garland's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Fearless move by Garland inside, going for the high percentage shot.
Out to Edwards. Launches a 3. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
He does not lack for confidence. He shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
Garland is doubled. Pass to Thompson. Back to Garland. 1:15 left in the third quarter. Driving in, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Garland's got 6.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
No question about it. I mean, these teams are really battling hard now.
Lowry against Garland. Edwards, a screen on Garland. Count it, and the Cavalier lead has been cut down to 3 points. Nice bucket there from Edwards.
Oh, great feed by Lowry. He'd rather pick up an assist than score a bucket.
Green with a screen for Garland. They kick it out to Green. Shoots the 3. Up again. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. And so Lowry will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. They set the screen. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And it's Council missing. The Cavaliers leading by 3. And here is Garland. He's got 6. A floater. Here's Thompson, and Thompson throws it down.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
You know, if you're not going to take care of the defensive glass, it's going to be hard to come away with the win.
That concludes. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feet. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter, what is still anybody's ballgame. We've got Oubre, Embiid is out there with Andre Drummond. Then it's George, and it's Maxey in at the 1 spot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Allen, a screen on Drummond. Pass to Allen. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Not to be denied there. Allen playing hard. A little contact, not going to bother.
The 76ers trail by 4. And George kicks to Drummond. Drummond sets the screen for George. Back to Drummond. Oubre outside. 5 to shoot. Pass to Drummond. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 4 rebounds now tonight. The Cavaliers leading by 4. Hunter on the wing. And here is Okoro. Into the lane. Misses from close range.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
George against Mitchell. Outside, George. The 76ers need to get off a shot, and it's Drummond missing. Cleveland's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Mitchell, and it's Mitchell with the jam.
And one of Mitchell's great attributes, strength and explosiveness at the rim.
George dishes to Embiid. Back to George. Embiid in the corner. Rim rocker, Joel Embiid.
And that's how he answered. I'd say he just one-upped him. Pretty good one there.
These two guys really like going at each other, don't they?
Boy, I tell you what, we've got a little bit of a personal rivalry brewing here, fellas.
Here's Mitchell, and he drives in, and it's sent back by George. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. I wish I could say why.
That's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Kicks it out to Mitchell. Allen with the screen for Mitchell. What touch! And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
I like the fact that they've been very aggressive at the defensive end. Tenacious. They're jumping passing lanes and coming away with a lot of steals.
And you also have to applaud how they've been able to create turnovers and then convert those on the offensive end.
4-3, Oubre. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Allen's got his 5th rebound in this one. And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
1:32 left in the 4th quarter. Here's Mitchell. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. And it's an 8-point Cavalier lead.
And this is routine for Mitchell. He doesn't need much space to feel comfortable elevating.
Oubre against Mitchell. Embiid with the screen on Mitchell. Oubre kicks to Maxey. 5 on the clock. To the paint. It's stolen by Allen. Knocked loose. Drummond with it. Now defended by Mitchell. Outside, Maxey. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
43 seconds left to play here in the 4th. George against Mitchell. That one falls.
Donovan Mitchell.
Mitchell's got the lead up to 10 now for the Cavs.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
There's 25 seconds left in the game. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exit.
12 seconds left in the 4th. Hunter, no one around him. Off target from 3-point range. And so it's Cleveland winning this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time.
The NBA. A look at the opening lineup for the Cleveland Cavaliers. At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Isaac Okoro is out there with Mitchell, and it's Hunter in at the 3 spot. And for Boston, Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Brown in at the 3, the small forward. Mitchell? Well, Grant, this is not your average regular season game. These teams are fierce rivals.
Oh, yes, they are, B.A. I love playing in these type of games. I mean, the fans are extra loud. The players are fired up. This will be fun.
Now here's Brown. There's Tatum with the 3. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in.
How about the answer from Jason Tatum? Say it with your chest, Jason.
Outside Mitchell. There's the drive. Oh, and Mitchell powers it home.
How high was Donovan Mitchell? How pretty was that dunk? My goodness.
Outside White. The 3 is up. Mobley grabs the board. White against Mitchell. Shot on the wing. And it's Cleveland with another.
Wow, splash it in from the mid-range, Donovan. What a pretty shot.
Well, you look at Evan Mobley, Doris. So agile for his size.
This is a young man, Brian, with so much upside. Defensively, he can guard on the perimeter, slides his feet, keeps his balance, contests without fouling, and he's growing every repetition on the offensive end. I can't wait to see his future.
Mitchell into the lane, and Mitchell with the slam.
Well, if you don't stay in front and you allow him room to drive, you will pay the consequence. Donovan Mitchell with authority.
Knocked away to the middle. Here's Porzingis. And a slam dunk by Porzingis.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Pulls up, high post. Porzingis grabs the board.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
And finished by Tatum. Wow!
I tell you, this guy is capable of some amazing finishes. Jason Tatum, my goodness.
Now here's Mitchell. 6 points for him.
Whoa,
that's something else,
I mean, just
man!
Beautiful. Come on now, guys. That's flat out insane.
Hey, when's the last time you saw a jam like that? Now here's Holiday. Guarded by Okoro. And here's Brown for 3. Cavaliers with a rebound. Outside Mitchell. Beyond the arc. Can't get it to go. His second miss in 6 tries. Outside Porzingis. Good. And Brown gets the assist. Porzingis has got 8 points.
Now this is why they call him the unicorn. Porzingis off the catch, ready to rise and fire. That's 7'3", everybody.
Now here's Mitchell. Give him 8 points now. Good on the bucket.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
Grant, the Cavs making the playoffs the last 2 years. A big deal in Cleveland.
Well, outside of years with LeBron on the roster, they hadn't made the postseason since 1998. But this group of Cavaliers are making their own history now.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Brian, Donovan Mitchell wears number 45 because that was Michael Jordan's number when he played baseball. Mitchell's father was a pro player, and Donovan said, "Baseball was my sport. I had my mind made up. I wanted to make the majors, but in high school, a broken wrist on the diamond caused his focus to shift." Brian, I'd say it worked out.
Yeah, I'd say so. Thanks, Allie.
Well, there's a mix of strength and agility that Jason Tatum is taking advantage of. Nice work in there.
And he lobs it up to the rim. And Mobley throws it down.
The unspoken communication on the alley-oop, and Evan Mobley making his teammate look good.
White finds Holiday. And he buries his first look.
Attacking in the painted area. Clearly that was their game plan coming in.
And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
There's 39 seconds left in the first. And Okoro gets it to go.
This is something they could really use from Okoro, guys. Has to hit enough threes to help stretch that defense.
Here's Tatum. It's rebounded by Cleveland. And here's Mitchell. 10 points for him. It's another three for Cleveland.
He will be unguardable if he starts making shots consistently from this distance. Turn the lights out.
Porzingis with a screen on Mobley. Here's Tatum. Hits the target from 18 feet. Tatum's got 9 points.
This night already has the makings of an offensive war.
Well, the fans love it. Coaches may not like the lack of defense, but boy, the rules promote scoring, no doubt.
Just a big-time effort for Donovan Mitchell, providing a lot of... And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for Cleveland.
Well, we've seen them take advantage of the lanes given to them so far. The defense isn't plugging it up, and it's being exploited.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
All right, on the floor for Cleveland, getting going in the second. At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Mitchell out there with Okoro, and it's Hunter in at the small forward position. Basket counts.
The Spider is attacking right now. Very few guys can score it as quickly or as easily.
And we know Donovan Mitchell is a superb scorer. But Graham, what do you think he's focused on at this point of his career?
Well, B.A., it's all about championships for him. This is a guy that doesn't just want to be seen as an elite player. He really wants to compete for titles, too.
From the arc. Oh, with confidence, Mitchell.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again. I know he wants to answer the three that was just made on the other end, but he can't let that affect his judgment. He's got to find the best shot possible.
Allen with a screen on White. The three from Mitchell. Offensive rebound. The three. Oh, he missed it. Making him 1 for 2 now. And so it's Tatum who brings up the ball for the Celtics. 9-point game. Outside Brown. Outside White. With the floater. Oh, it's stolen by Mitchell. Fast break Cleveland. And there's the lob. And stolen by Holiday. Tatum against Mitchell. Left side Tatum. Oh, Tatum with a throwdown.
I love it, Jason Tatum not settling for a jumper. He goes to the rim with authority.
Cleveland leading by 7. Here's Mitchell. He's got 18. And Mitchell with the slam.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. The shot by Holiday, no good. Cleveland has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. To the inside. And Mobley throws it down.
Well, we know this, playing above the rim is a big part of Evan Mobley's game.
Brown looking around. Pass to Tatum. Well, Doris, for a while, the amount of three-pointers seem to grow exponentially. I think it's plateaued now.
You know, B.A., I'm not sure I agree that it's plateaued. What we do know unequivocally is these organizations have defined how to be the most efficient basketball team. And each and every year, we're setting records in that category. They're just getting smart about the kinds of shots you want and when. We're seeing more shots at the rim, and we're still heavily emphasizing the three-point line.
Outside Porzingis. Back to Tatum. Pass to Holiday. Launches it. The Cavaliers pull it in. They've led by as many as 11. And the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Mitchell with the ball. Porzingis picks him up defensively. Now here's Allen. It's hauled in by White. 1:03 left to play in the first half. Oh, through contact. White gets the finish.
Oh, that is impressive stuff from Derek White. Defender in his grill, no problem.
And Mitchell puts up a deep three. Porzingis grabs the board.
I know that he has the ability and confidence to sink that shot. But better luck next time, maybe.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
Tatum, good.
I'll tell you, that defense was on point. But how about the better offense of Jason Tatum on his way to the cup? Woo-hoo!
And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Now here's Holiday. Guarded by Kuro. Brown, no good. Now here's Mitchell. 20 points for him. And it's Allen who slams it home.
I just love that alley-oop slam, B.A.
Defense disorganized. Defense pays. There's Tatum with the three. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so it's Cleveland with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. What a game we're seeing from Donovan Mitchell.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
Celtics trail by 6, and the expression, not enough touches to go around. Do the Celtics risk falling into that trap, Doris?
Well, first and foremost, B.A., if that's a problem for you, it's a good one to have. I think the key here is with all the weapons available, you have to have some personal sacrifice. And to this point, this team has been willing to do that.
They've got Luke Cornett, Torrey Craig out there with Al Horford. Then there's Peyton Pritchard, and it's Hauser in at the shooting guard position. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Garland way outside. Boston with a rebound. It's tipped. And he lobs it up top. Here's Hauser. Fires in the triple. Hauser's got himself on the board with a three there.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance. Garland
against Craig. Green. And it's hammered home by Green.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. The three ball. Thompson pulls it in.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
And it's good for two. And it's a 7-point Cleveland lead.
Boy, how about the nimbleness to overcome the defense inside. Darius Garland makes his opportunities.
Outside Craig. Releases. Great look there, but off target.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
Now here's Garland. Defense right on him. And good, as it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Garland's gotten 4 this quarter.
Well, you love to see Darius Garland measure the defense, right? He is more than happy to take the shots given.
Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. Back to Pritchard. Outside Craig. Fires the 3. Boston, no good that time either.
He's got a great defensive mind. He gets good position and affects the release.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Garland for 3. Again, Garland missing. Celtics trail by 9. Puts the move on. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. And you know, you look at someone like Peyton Pritchard, Doris, heady guy who doesn't make many mistakes.
BA, maybe his best attribute in my mind is the competitive spirit and the motor he plays with. He's a fearless shot taker, either inside or from three-point range. He makes excellent choices with his passes. But again, I go back to that competitive toughness.
Garland for 3. Nails it from 3. Garland's got 7.
But so aggressive at the arc. Darius Garland never shy about letting it fly.
1:46 left in the third quarter here. Here's Pritchard, guarded by Garland. Here's Horford. Pulled the shot a little left. The bounce goes his way, though. Horford's got his first points of the night.
Al Horford's shot is just so pretty. Doesn't get a ton of lift, but boy, is he accurate.
Now Garland. He's got 7. Off target from three-point range. And here's the fast break. Craig passes to Pritchard. Over Green. Pritchard, no good. And so Garland will bring it up for the Cavaliers. They've led by as many as 11. Thompson attacking.
Wow, what a nice play for Thompson to see a chance to put it on the deck and get to the rim.
Here's Pritchard. There's 49 seconds left in the third. Right wing. Green against Craig. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's the 3. They grab their own miss. And that one drops for him.
Making the most of that possession. Unwilling to give up on the play.
Outside Garland. 26 seconds left in the third quarter. That one drops for him.
Well, that's how you use the floater. Darius Garland gets into his bag.
Celtics trail by 10. Here's Pritchard. Cornette sets a screen. Pritchard, the pass to Horford. 4-3. Can't get it to drop. And so it's Cleveland earning this break in the action, up 10. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. More 2K action. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And just a selfless decision from your 2-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
How about the secondary playmaking you are getting? Great to have that from the shooting guard spot.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store. On the court right now for Cleveland. At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Okoro is out there with Donovan Mitchell, and it's Hunter in at the 3. White with a screen on Hunter. 3-pointer Holiday. Mobley grabs the board. The Cavaliers lead by 10. Mitchell with the ball. From about 19, count it. Mitchell's got 22 points.
Donovan Mitchell is a natural-born scorer, folks. So much in his bag.
White with a screen on Hunter. Brown against Hunter. And the jam by Brown.
Oh, my goodness. How about that move by Jaylen Brown? That is spectacular.
And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
We played just over a minute here in the 4th. 2 open that time. Made it look easy.
3 points.
And the Cavaliers lead by 13. Mitchell against White.
It's nice to see they're not settling for 3-pointers. These guys are putting in the work inside.
On the wing, Mitchell, defended by Brown. Hits the 3-pointer.
Okay, Mr. Allen, I did not know the 3-point shot was in your bag. Nicely done.
Mobley against Tatum from 20 feet. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got rebound number 7 tonight. Mobley passes to Okoro, and here's Allen. Mobley with it, defended by Brown. Outside Mitchell, takes a 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. Porzingis, big strides. It's Brown on the wing. Tatum looking it over. From behind the arc. Drills it from deep. Tatum's got 19 points.
Jason Tatum is a thirsty scorer right now, filling it up.
Porzingis against Allen. Outside Tatum. Five to shoot. Off the mark. Had a chance there to trim it to single digits.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Mitchell with the ball. Now guarded by White. And Okoro gets it to go.
You love how hard Okoro works for his team and makes himself right there a good option in the catch-and-shoot game.
Outside Holiday. Mobley against Tatum. Launches a 3. Tatum with another miss.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Mitchell against Brown. Pass to Okoro. Back to Mitchell. 3-pointer. Boston with a rebound. Tatum's got 4 rebounds in the game. White finds Tatum. Back to White. Takes the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum. White's got 5 points now this quarter.
He's not always assertive on the catch, but Derek White rise and fire from 3-point, and it is on target.
Well, now it's just a matter of watching the sand fall through the hourglass. This game is wrapped up in a strong showing for the Cavaliers.
They had to fight for this one. With the game hanging in the balance a couple of times, they made winning plays, Grant.
It's all about having a strong mentality. What's interesting is that anytime momentum turned against them, instead of folding,
oh my! Wow! Way up there in the rafters!
No one is stopping that. Put that one-man show on Broadway.
That's one way to go with the alley-oop.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
On the wing, Mitchell. 4-3. Porzingis grabs the board. And Porzingis has got the ball here for the Celtics. They trail by 11. Hunter against Brown. And so the Cavaliers take the win. They have to feel good about this performance. It's one they can be proud of.
Very true. I mean, when you're
Time, but eventually I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me and top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the beer. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him
like pushing the break, Richard, look no further than these two teams in front of us.
I'm expecting a fun one here tonight, Kevin. Definitely not for the faint of heart. These teams love to get out and run.
Look at the 76ers starting group. We've got Kelly Oubre. Paul George is out there with Tyrese Maxey. Then it's Joel Embiid, and it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. The shot by Holiday, no good. George looking around. Six to shoot. Pass to Drummond. And it's off from three-point range. Here's White. Porzingis with a screen on Oubre. Here's White. Good D by Drummond.
You often expect him to convert these types of shots, but the D must have made their presence felt to prevent that one.
And George kicks to Embiid. From past the arc, buries the long-range jumper.
Putting his impressive accuracy to work, Embiid surprises the defense by taking a deep three.
And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchises.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Now, here's Maxey. Going inside. Oubre, no one around him. Another three for Philadelphia.
A legitimate sniper from distance. Love seeing Oubre Jr. shoot it with such precision.
Holiday, the pass to White. Puts up a deep three. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. George with the ball. Picked up by Brown. Pass to Maxey. Poke loose. George sets a screen for Maxey. A three-pointer off the mark. Boston's gone 0-2 from deep here. And Brown throws it down.
And that's something that should really get Brown going. Alley-oops like that really help the momentum.
And George kicks to Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Brown against Embiid.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Brown outside. Back to Tatum. Driving to the basket. Oh, and the jam by Tatum.
One of the craziest dunks we've seen. Tatum with the bounce.
George against Brown. Outside, George. And it's George finishing it off.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it, there is not much you can do.
Drills it from outside. Tatum's got his second bucket tonight.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Over the last few seasons, we've seen the resurgence of Porzingis. And Richard, it has been fun to watch.
Kevin, he's been effective on both sides of the ball. He's always been a good player, but his recent fit has really improved his play.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
Basket counts.
Love the activity from Embiid, just doing whatever he can to keep plays alive, getting rewarded for it there.
Now here's Tatum. 5 points in the game. Outside, White. And the Celtics another three.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
And the speed of George on the drive, amazing at attacking the rim.
And here is Tatum. 20 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Holiday. A second chance effort. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist.
A really smart player. Holiday can find the spaces inside and exploit them for points.
Here's George. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. George has got 6.
And they've done well in taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Philadelphia.
Oh, boy, they've been driving deep into that defense early on, and it's paid off. Great penetration from the perimeter so far.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
Taking a look at the 76ers, we've got Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey out there with Paul George. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Oubre in at the 3 seat. Now here is Holiday. Outside, White. Holiday, a screen on Oubre. White goes in, and White with the stuff.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot, but when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better, you'll take it.
And it's Paul George with the finish.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Now here is Holiday. Outside Tatum. Offline with his 3. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Richard, the Celtics have been among the NBA's elites for quite a while now.
Well, they've been a title contender every year for almost a decade now. Even with several coaching changes over that time, they've been the model of consistency.
Now Brown. Paul George missing from long range. And Brown throws it down hard.
That's you on defense there. You can't give Brown this much room for takeoff or it's going to be a problem.
Embiid sets the pick for George. Drains the three-pointer. George has got the lead up to 8 now for Philadelphia.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring. Able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
The 76ers have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter. To the wing right side. Stolen by Tatum. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, well, like a lockdown corner in football, teams just try to keep the ball away from Jrue Holiday. He says, I feel like they're not afraid of me, but like, okay, get him off the ball. To me, that's respect. I don't need other people telling me how good I am. You can see it by their actions. Kevin?
So true. He can be intimidating, David, and we thank you for that report.
Come on, Jalen. That's just ridiculous.
George with the ball. Picked up by Brown. White against George. Now here's Embiid. Defense is right there.
Oh, what a dunk by Embiid. He's just doing big man things the way big men should.
Out to White.
2 minutes.
Back to Holiday. 1:53 left in the first half of the game. Here's Tatum. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Okay, just some big boy strength there from Tatum. Just put himself to the line.
And that one falls for Tatum. Well, we've seen this a few times, Richard. Players getting booed at home. And that's got to be painful for a player.
You get taken back a little bit. For some players, it's deserved. But it's always a surprise. But you have to be self-aware. Did you deserve to get booed? In most cases, it's true.
Here's White. 76ers getting the bucket. Outside Holiday. Oubre pulls it in. The 76ers leading by 4. George with the ball. And it's Paul George with the finish.
And we know George can score from all 3 levels, which is why he's capable of catching fire.
Brown with the screen on Oubre. White finds Porzingis. And here's Holiday. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
There's 38 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Embiid sets the pick for George. And he goes right over Jaylen Brown and slams it down.
And holding nothing back there, George gives the dunk his all.
Holiday up top. He's covered by Max. It's good. Holiday's got his second basket of the night.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Now George. He's got 20. He takes it in. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. George has got 22 points.
I'll be honest, he's having a better quarter than a lot of my nights back when I played.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Philadelphia 76ers. And of everything he's doing well, it's his scoring that you point to first. Already 22 points in this game. We've got more in store for you right after this. And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
And when you rip through the D like he did in that first half, you gotta stay aggressive. Keep getting to the rim.
Torrey Craig is out there with Horford. And it's Hauser in at the 2-guard spot. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. And while Embiid was on record praising the importance of continuity, I don't know that, Richard, the 76ers front office felt the same way.
Oh, yeah. What you say out loud versus your actions can be very, very different in this game. When you have a chance to go big game hunting, you do. The goal was to bring in some help for Embiid and Maxey, and they accomplished it.
Out to Edwards. Puts it up from 15. And Pritchard pulls it down. Got a piece of it. Outside Edwards. Left side Lowry. Nailed from three-point land. Lowry's got the lead up to 13 now for the 76ers. Here's Hauser, guarded by Walker. Hauser the pass to Craig. Pass to Horford. Lock at 6. Here's Cornette, guarded by Walker. A wide open look here for Craig. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Craig's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Outside Lowry. And he makes good on the layup. And the 76ers lead by 12.
And just so crafty around the hoop. Lowry probably 6 feet at best, but man, he can slip inside and score with the best of them.
Here's Pritchard. Nothing on the board. Here's Horford. It's on target from the high post.
And he has to build on this because we can see where him being a ghost out there has gotten them so far.
Lowry for 3. It's hauled in by Cornette. The Celtics have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Outside Lowry. Here's Bona. Outside for Lowry. High arcing shot to shoot again. Pass to Council. Edwards a screen on Craig. And it's Council missing. Celtics trail by 10. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the third. Craig, good. Craig's got 5 points in the quarter. And it's Lowry with the ball. Brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Inside, Edwards. Clock up 2 there.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
Austin with the ball. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Here's Pritchard. He has yet to score. Pass to Horford. Fires for 3. They get it again. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Hard work pays off with a rebound and a bucket. That's just great fundamentals.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the 76ers?
I like how they've been attacking the lane. It's been beautiful. All game long, they've been successful penetrating and getting offensive production.
And they've also played exceptionally well in the paint tonight, taking advantage of their opportunity to work inside.
Now, here's Horford. Pass to Hauser. Shoots over Walker. And it's Bona with the rebound. Bona's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Council. Now here's Edwards. Here's Bona. Outside, Walker. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're feeling. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
There wasn't a better pass in the game, almost like he had a sixth sense.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And so in the game for the 76ers, Lowry out there with Walker. Then there's Edwards. And it's Council in at the small forward. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle them up right away. So Boston ends up going with the new group. With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. During the break, listened in with Joe Mazzulla and his team. Said in the huddle, you got to play some defense in the paint. They're getting too much in there. Battle down low. Time to fight, guys.
Okay, David, thanks. Here we go, one-on-one. George against Tatum. Now, here is George. He's guarded closely. And then George with the jam.
A good ball handler with an advanced offensive repertoire. George is more than comfortable in the pick and roll.
Pass to Embiid. Back to George. George double team. No one near Drummond as he lets it go. That ball, nice feed that time from George.
Oh, nice work finding the open man by George. Plays like this prove he's a team player.
Tatum kicks to Porzingis. Crafty move. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Embiid sets the pick for George. Takes a three. Embiid, no good. Celtics trail by 11. Tatum kicking it in. And the dunk by Tatum.
Want to create a good look? Yeah, just get the ball to Tatum out in space.
And George kicks to Embiid. Hits it from three-point range.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Effort like this makes you wonder if they've already packed it in for the game, ready to go on to the next. Gotta at least show a little heart out here.
Tatum with it. Maxey covering. Outside Holiday. Back to Tatum. The Celtics working the ball around now. Tatum setting the pick for Holiday. There's the three. They get it back. They kick out to Brown. There's three-pointers off the mark. Philadelphia leading by 12. Embiid with a screen on Brown. George passes to Embiid. No good on the triple.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
A wide open look here for Porzingis. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
The reflexes on Porzingis can surprise you. For a big, he plays with great quickness.
And a deep three from George. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not. Maybe they've been going to him a little too much. Now, he's having a great game, but his team is losing, and that is all that matters.
Here's George. Some solid defense from Brown. Celtics trail by 10. Here's Tatum. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Porzingis against George. Down low. Here's Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
And how about the movement there by Drummond off that pick and roll? Getting himself to a great spot there for the finish.
George double team. It's stolen by White. Out to Porzingis. Pass to Tatum. Now here is Holiday. Back to Tatum. Tatum from 3.
What's special about him is he is a natural leader and an active scorer. When Tatum is firing off the catch, you know he's feeling it.
And a deep 3 from George. Here's Oubre. Drummond sets the screen for George. And Philadelphia with another turnover here. We've got 33 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Tatum dishes to Holiday. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist.
A fearless shot there by Holiday. With the whole team counting on him, he is able to come through.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Embiid sets the pick for George. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's White. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Outside, George. So Philadelphia wins it. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that.
Thank you, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Along with Greg Anderson.